we asked you earlier where the keys are. And what did you say? I don't have any keys. Okay, so where are your keys?
Okay, don't worry about that. Where's the keys? You have them on you. No, shit.
Sometimes I buy because I have Macy's card. Sometimes I buy it, sometimes I take it.
So you've done this before?
Yeah, in this store.
Good, how are you?
Good.
What's happening?
Look at you again.
What's up? So?
She stole.
No.
That's it.
That why we're here?
Yeah, done.
Say less. Alright.
Matching outfit. But there's a thing though. So she has some stuff.
From other stores.
No. So she took some stuff from us. She left, dropped it off in the car, came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
How much are you looking at?
972.
Girl, 972.
Oh, there's a picture.
Plus, I
Oh.
just don't know if I made a police report on
What happened?
Say less. Alright, I'm gonna go read her and I'll figure out.
She conceals the slippers and the white pants inside the fitting room. I was there because when she came out, the merchandise was gone, but she wasn't feel sure about it, so I was like, okay, let's just let her be. That's what she concealed inside the fitting room.
She's just putting it in her bag.
Yeah, she put it all in the pink bag.
The red one?
Yeah.
Did she buy something too?
Yeah, so she paid for a couple of things and then
With the merchandise.
and she takes that one, puts it in the bag.
She paid for stuff now and starts walking around the store. And
Yeah, she only paid for one shirt. And that's it. And then she has it, and then she conceals it.
Question. Have you ever had her arrested before? No? First time? When you say repeat offender, I'm thinking like,
That's what I said, repeat offender.
oh my gosh. This Macy's is going to be the death of me.
That's fine.
1214 JV US.
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's great. It's great.
Surveillance footage and eyewitness accounts place the subject's conduct squarely within the definition of felony grand theft merchandise, exceeding $972, concealed and removed without payment. Under Illinois v. Gates, 1983, that combination satisfies the totality of circumstances test for probable cause. The arrest is constitutionally valid. The lead officer's Miranda advisement is procedurally clean. Each of the 4 constitutionally required warnings, silence use of statements in court right to counsel and appointed counsel, is delivered and verbally confirmed. Under Miranda v. Arizona, 1966, that exchange renders any subsequent voluntary statement fully admissible. What the subject says next is entirely on her.
what's her name?
She did some dumb shit and took stuff.
Okay. So I'm going to talk to you because I'm the one who's going to take this. So I have to read this to you before we talk, okay? So you have the right to remain silent, do you understand? You have to say yes or no.
Yes.
Anything you say may be used against your court, do you understand?
Yes.
Alright, you have the right to talk to a lawyer before and during questioning, do you understand?
Yes.
Alright, if you cannot afford a lawyer and want one will be provided for you before questioning without charge, do you understand?
Yes.
Alright, has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to talk to me?
No.
Okay, so what happened?
Just in the end, take away the perfume, dry out perfume. The decision. Only.
Why?
Not that you will love Caron. I know this smell nice. Sometimes I buy because I have Macy's card. Sometimes I buy and sometimes I take them.
Okay, so you've done this before?
Yeah, in this store.
Yeah. And you
That's what, yeah, sometimes I just buy and take them and spray them on me. Sometimes I make them. But if I took because I have a job at Macy's card.
You guys want her trespass?
Yeah.
You guys have a form?
Yeah, because when I look at when I put it, you gotta
How did you get here? You got dropped off.
Do you have keys?
They're gone.
You care about look?
Yeah.
Without any legal pressure, the subject admits to stealing from this same store on prior occasions. The Fifth Amendment protects against compelled self-incrimination, not voluntary disclosure. A valid waiver, plus an unprompted confession, gives prosecutors proof of pattern intent and consciousness of guilt. One charge just became a significantly stronger case. The subject then denies having vehicle keys, a statement officers quickly disprove. A knowing false statement to law enforcement during an active investigation may constitute obstruction under applicable state statute. Beyond the legal exposure, it eliminates the credibility that officers had until that moment extended. Under Graham v. Connor, 1989, the shift in posture that follows is entirely reasonable. Companions who transported stolen merchandise off-site before officers arrived carry independent criminal exposure as accessories after the fact. Officers identified and communicated that liability. The failure to intercept that vehicle early enough is a prosecutorial gap, the only one in an otherwise sound enforcement action.
Hello. Okay. Alright, so here's the deal. They have you on video surveillance putting other children's clothes into the car.
Oh,
No.
they left, yeah.
They left? Okay. Whose car is that?
That was my friend's car.
That was your auntie's car? Okay.
That was my friend's car. Yeah.
So what happened with all these other things that you took?
What is
The
that?
shirts, some pants.
Oh, they left with it.
They already took that with them? Can they come bring it back?
Otherwise, what's going to happen is there are going to be accessories after the fact.
No, I got that. No, I paid for that.
Okay, and what about all these other things?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Can they bring that stuff back? Can you tell them to come bring it back?
You have to pay that?
Yes. Did you buy it? No.
Otherwise, they're gonna catch felony charges. You don't want that.
Really making this harder and harder on yourself.
We asked you earlier where the keys are. And what did you say? I don't have any keys. Okay, so where are your keys?
I'm nervous.
Okay, no more nice guy. Where's the keys?
You have them on you. No shit.
Nice. You just lost all the trust. Good job.
I was nervous.
Give me the keys.
Fucked up.
You're
I'm
nervous.
nervous.
Give me the keys.
You're like a pro at this. You've done this like 5 times.
I'm
Stand up.
nervous.
Stand up.
I'm
Turn around.
nervous.
Turn around.
Sorry, I was just
Turn
nervous.
around.
I was just nervous.
You're good. You lost it.
I was just nervous, sweetie. I was just
They're in the
nervous.
back seat behind the driver's seat, right?
Yeah.
Bet.
I was just nervous.
Put your hand facing in.
I was just nervous.
That's fine.
Nope. No more subtle. We were cool. We were nice. I tried to be cordial. You lost it. Good for a second.
Can you hit my back?
Which way did
Now what? Right? He knows where it is. Let's go.
The key gonna drop it, please. Thanks. Get the phone. Where am I gonna put all the keys so long? So where's the bank key?
He's putting your big purse in there, so.
Oh, then I'm gonna bring it back.
Yep, I'm just going to bring it right
Everyone
back.
have the keys.
You're no kidding.
Here, widen your stance.
Huh?
Widen your stance.
Oh,
Do you have anything else on you?
no.
Alright, if you do and you go into jail, you're just gonna get in trouble and it's gonna be another charge. Okay? Nope.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, unless you want another charge, you know, for urinating.
Drop that paper towel out of your hand.
Oh,
Drop
yeah, I
it.
want it so long.
Go ahead.
Listen, the quicker you get in, the quicker we leave. I'm gonna go to jail so you can pee.
I don't want to sit down. Come on, Mom, man. I've been asking.
Okay.
Because I tell you what to feel.
Keys. There's a signal for there.
I'm saying,
You can call her when you get to the jail. You can call her when you get to the jail. You can grab it when you get to the jail. Huh? You can make a call once you get to the jail, yes. Well, once you get processed. Echo 16, 10, 15, 10, 12 for the one BRC. You can get it when you get after they book you in. Yep.
I'm saying they won't tow away my car.
We're not gonna tow it. If the mall wants to, they can, but
That's what I'm saying. Can you just so she come grab it now?
once we get to the jail, and once you get booked in, you can call.
But it's not gonna be too late.
I don't know.
Huh?
I do not know.
You can't just do me that favor, please.
Nope. You lied to us.
Huh?
You lied to us.
I know, and I tell you, I was nervous, and I'm sorry.
Okay, well.
I was nervous, and that's the honest to God truth.
Okay, even if you were nervous, you still lied to us. When you're nervous, that doesn't mean you lie.
That is true, and I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I just want to I could come get you.
Like I said, once we get to the jail, once you get booked in, they will let you make a phone call.
You can get a number from me, please.
We'll see. I'll tell you what. If we get to the jail and you do not pee in my car,
I'm not going to.
okay, once we get to the jail, and then after we let you use the bathroom, I will call her while we are in there, so she can pick up the car.
It's going to be so late.
It's not going to be late. The jail is like less than 10 minutes away.
Officers receive a B+. Miranda compliance is textbook. De-escalation held throughout. Force during restraint was proportional and consistent with Graham versus Connor. The grade falls short of an A solely because the secondary actors were not interdicted in time to fully develop accessory liability. The subject receives a C. She did not resist physically and her apology was genuine, but she waived her Fifth Amendment right and volunteered prior criminal conduct with no legal obligation to do so. She then compounded the damage with a false statement. Both choices are constitutionally hers to make, and both made her situation materially worse. Store security receives an A-. Documentation was thorough and legally sufficient. The deduction is for allowing the secondary vehicle to depart with additional stolen property before officers could act on it. The takeaway here is direct. Miranda is not a procedural courtesy. It is a constitutional line. Once you cross it by speaking, every word is evidence. This subject entered custody facing 1 count. She left facing proof of a pattern accessory complications involving her companions and a credibility deficit from a lie that took officers 30 seconds to disprove. The right to remain silent exists for exactly this scenario. It costs nothing to exercise. It can cost everything to waive. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to cover in the comments below. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more legal analysis of police interactions.